Okay. So first of all, let's talk a bit about your historical personal data. Do you look back at the data that you tracked previously?
Yes.
And why do you do that?
Just to see how the change, like for example, a year ago, in comparison to now. So how did it change in terms of weight and activities and yeah.
Okay. And how often do you do that?
Quite often.
So if you can give, so you mentioned that you're tracking your calories, distance, and food information. If you give me an example of, how often you track your calories, for example.
Calories, not so much because I feel guilty because I know I've had food with large amount of calories, so I can calculate this in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't need to record it because it will just makes me feel like I had a lot.
Okay.
But activities, I track them every day. And I access the app twice a day minimum to check. And it also gives me a reminder of how much I walked and a reminder to walk as well. So,
and you find these reminders effective?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to the point where you mentioned that you actually avoid, looking at the calories and you said that you know in your mind.
Yeah, before I eat something, I do the calories straight away or check the calories.
And from where do you get this information?
It's either saying on the thing on the display or I can Google it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's talk a bit about your expectations when you look at the data. Does the data always reflect what you expect to see?
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
So, for example, if I don't walk a lot today, I'm expecting my tracking to be very high because I didn't walk much today. But if I walk a lot today, I'm always expecting more larger numbers because I've done so much activities on the day.
Okay, and do you find that in line? So when you look at the app and at the data, do you usually find them in line with your expectation? Do you recall a time where the data didn't look in line with your expectations?
Yeah. They're always aligned.
Okay. Tell me more about how you explore your data.
So accessing the app, check how long I walked, how many calories I burned, and how much more do I need to do. Yeah.
So it's all about checking progress. Okay. And do you compare that to a goal that you have set?
I don't check the goal quite often because the goal takes so long to reach. So, but I check it too because, for example, I have a daily target. For example, to walk 10k steps a day.
Okay.
And if I reach that, I know that I will reach my goal because the app calculates if I achieve this goal every day, I will achieve the overall goal.
Okay, right. And you tend to check the daily goal in order to see whether you are able to achieve. And is this process going smoothly? Are there any things?
It's very smoothly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's quite clear.
Right. Do you recall things that you find based on your whole tracking experience? Do you recall things that you find them mostly annoying or difficult when you look at your data? Things that you just find them annoying?
Yeah, for example, before I used to walk so much, but now I used to do so much activities, but now I only do walking and some workouts because of the time.
Right.
So, and also I have records of my body information, like from 2015, I think. So, and it's all like in order. So in a month, and see, like for example, this year how my body was, and then this year how I would check, because if I ignore that, I will lose my health.
Okay. So, what are the strategies that you employed, if any, to bypass or to overcome these annoying things or difficulties?
Just to work more,
to work out more,
or to do some activities more. Doesn't have to be workout, but it's like activities like walking, cycling, anything like that. Yeah.
And what's the annoying thing is related to, you mentally not doing the thing, or the data you're looking at, and you find them, you feel like they're uncomfortable maybe, or annoyed by the data. So what is the thing that...
It's my activities, not the data, because the data only reflects my activities.
Okay. Do you usually look at your data or the insights while you are doing the activity, or do you prefer looking at them later, for example, at the end of the day or maybe at the end of the week? So do you do it in time or kind of like delayed?
No, I check them not very early, like on the day. I check them quite late on the day, and then check if I reach the target or if I need to do more. So yeah.
So you check them at the end. And which way do you prefer most?
Of course, at the end, because at the beginning of the day, I didn't do anything. Like, it's not like when you check them at the end of the day, you will have like a number to look at. Overall,
no, and I meant by checking them, earlier. While you are doing the thing, do you tend to check the information or the data, straight away, or do you prefer?
No.
Okay. Once you explored your data, do you look back again at them, for example, to reevaluate?
For example, at the end of the week, I check the weekly progress.
And there are any reasons why?
Just to check how much I did, like how well I did on the week.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're tracking your calories, the distance, the steps, so forth, and food information. What did you learn so far from tracking these variables?
It's nothing that I learned. It's just like a record of my activities.
So do you consider, but did you learn something out of it? Is there like any new knowledge that you learn about yourself because of the data that you're tracking?
Not really. Because if I walk a lot, that means I've burned so many calories, I've done so well. And if I don't walk a lot, it won't. But the tracking devices are, it's good that it keeps record of what I did.
Okay.
And I can evaluate at the end.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you relate that to what you already know about yourself? Since you say that it's nothing much new that that the data is giving you, how did you relate that with what you know about yourself?
Can you give me an example?
So, for example, you're tracking, let's say, the distance or the steps that you are that you walked. You said that when you look at the data, because that was my question. When you look at the data, you didn't find something really new about it, nothing that maybe surprised you. So how did you relate that? How did you know that this is not new information? I know that already about myself.
But it gives me motivation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move a bit and talk about whether you share your data or compare it with others. So do you do that? Do you compare or share your personal data with others who are tracking the same thing? Have you done that before?
One of my friends, I did it for just a short time with my friend, because we all have the same interest, like tracking calories.
Okay.
And my Fitness Pal, which you can track your calories and your activities.
Yeah.
And so me and my friend did the challenge to achieve the daily goals.
And why did you start this challenge?
Because we both want to lose weight.
Okay.
So it sets the daily calories that you should take and a goal for your activities. And if you follow that, you will lose this amount of kilos, for example, in a week or a month. So we said that to motivate each other. Like, I can access her information, she can access my information, and that will give us motivation to stay on track.
And did that
work
thing?
Well?
Yeah.
No.
Did it